So I feel like the big first step is just spreading awareness. A lot of people don't even know, what VR is. They don't know what the metaverse is. They don't know what platforms they can use. And it's kind of hard to find out who all these people are, but one thing that most of us all have is like social media. So if I can make some type of video that floats across your feed one day and you're seeing this thing that you've never heard of, and then you investigate more and you go down into a deep rabbit hole, and maybe you never even find my videos or my page again, but because you saw that one thing, it sent you into this frenzy, and you found something that you didn't know about, and you are now wanting to be a part of it. To me, that's the first step. It's just like evangelizing it, just spreading the knowledge, getting people to know about it. And then I'll do like talking to people in talks like this, or on podcasts, or hosting courses, or like just different things so that people can understand like practically what does that look like. Because that's the next step. It's like, okay, I know about it, but what do I actually do? Like, how do I actually get involved? How do I actually build? It seems so easy to us because we're doing it so much and like we're used to it. But when we first start, you're just lost. Like, what tool does this? Accidentally press the wrong buttons, don't know what app to use. So then I'm kind of focusing on that. Like, how do I get people from knowledge to actually confident enough to jump in and just start making things? I think that's where we as people of color tend to get left behind because we're not in the know. And I think, I hate to say this, but it's true. When you have certain family members working at certain places, you get a lot of this information that others might not have. We're a people who like, we see other people doing things and then we get really interested in it. Right. So like, there's this idea of, if I see all my friends in the metaverse, I'm gonna go check this out because what are y'all doing? It's like when Facebook came out or MySpace came out or Twitter, everyone's talking about it. You're like, what are y'all talking about? Let me, and that's not even a bad thing. I think that's how a lot of things
It's
start.
union.
Yeah. So I feel like for me, what I do is like, there's this whole thing about like finding your niche, I guess. And I kind of fell into mine because it started into just like, I'm going to talk about tech things. And it's like, but I love VR and I'm going to put that in there. And then I love building. And so I use social media to evangelize this metaverse thing that we're doing, to teach. Can I teach other people how to do it? How to like, they can watch this video and then go and do what I did to inspire people and help them build confidence and understand that just a few months ago, I didn't know how to do any of this. Just a few years ago, I was teaching second grade, and now I am here. That is my whole thing. And I'm not really one who cares so much about like, let me get all these followers or whatever. I feel like if I can put out content that helps one person, right? Because there's someone out there that is waiting on you to do that thing that you're supposed to be doing, and that will change their entire life. So if I can put out one video and one person sees it and it changes their whole life and they find this path they didn't know about or this passion they didn't know about, then my job is done. And like, I don't know, I feel like the branding comes. And so I try to focus on that when I'm making my content. Yeah, I do the consistency with the colors and the text, that we all do. But for me, it's really about that. How can I make my message clear enough to educate, inspire, evangelize? I want to grow as a creator and just learn more because, like, I don't know everything. So, how can I learn to be a better builder, a better designer, and create better content that's more helpful? I think I see myself doing that. And I'm starting to feel like I'm an educator at heart. So like maybe I might teach classes and people can show up and just learn because I love to teach. Maybe something like that. I have found that content that I do that is just my avatar or does not show my face at all, for me, does not do as well. Like if it just goes straight into me building and there's like no view of me, my real person, and even sometimes just showing my avatar doesn't work. People are not going for it because they're like, what is this? Who are you? Like somehow just adding my face to the beginning, it's going to get more views. Just seeing this person put their headset on, people are hooked. Like, what's going on? Or seeing me pick up my controllers. And then I found out that voiceovers work really well. They take a lot of time to do, not my favorite, but people like really like me talking over the videos and explaining what I'm doing and why, or even just talking about random stuff, giving encouragement. People really like that. And the the decline is like, I don't show my face. It's just me building, and people are like, what is this? And the switch up for me was like, my Instagram at first was just my personal page with people from like college and high school. And then it started to become like this whole brand thing of me showing my VR journey. And so there's going to be people on your page who followed you because they went to school with you and they don't want to see all of this content about your VR life. And so people are going to unfollow you, a lot of people. And I just have this thing where that's okay. Like, that's not my target audience. They're not interested in this. And like, I wish them all the best. So you're going to have a lot of people who will just like unfollow you, and there's not a lot you can do about it. But at the same time, your target audience, people will start to find you, they'll start to follow you and engage, and you'll build a really awesome community. So you're going to have some fallout, you're going to have like some rough patches, but also don't be afraid to experiment. Like, if you're going to make 3 reels that week, make them completely different and then analyze the insights and see how they do, and then make more of the one that does well. That helps me too.
People are not, they clown VR. They have no idea. They literally, by the time they catch on, it will be too late. And I'm not here to convince no one. I'm not here to sell anything. Like, I'm not trying to convince people, but people that are interested, I'm all ears. Like, I'm here to help, but I don't want to convince people to join, because I found it a waste of time. I've had so many conversations with people that led nowhere. I find that the best conversations and more productive conversations come from people that come to me and ask me specific questions, and I'm an open book.
So I made soul spaces, yes, because I feel like we have our own culture as Black people, and we have our own like inside jokes, and we have moments where we're just like, I just love being Black, because we just get it, right? Like, so there are so many things that happened in my childhood that I just wanted to bring to life in VR, that I feel like other Black people will go in there and just like laugh and just enjoy and just understand. Like, the amphitheater in there was going to be like the Soul Train. I'm not trying to get sued, so I didn't put Soul Train, but like, it was supposed to be like that, and you could just go in and think about that, or think about outdoor concerts, listening to the Temptations, like all these different things. The family cookout with the t-shirts, because you got to have the t-shirts, like, that type of stuff, just to bring our culture, like Rhonda said, bring our culture in there and make it, a really fun space, and just somewhere you can go and just like reminisce on growing up. I've questioned me and like being able to build in the metaverse, because there are so many amazing builders, and I feel like they are so much better than me. And I go on people's world and I'm like, oh, why am I making these videos when I'm like still a beginner and these people are amazing? Like, they need to be making videos. And that's really hard. And then I think on the content side, we experience this as Black people, where like, we'll put out the same content someone else will of another race, and theirs will go viral and yours will not get many views. That's just a thing, right? So I think what helps me is going back to what I said in the beginning, to know that I'm doing this for that one person whose life will be changed when they find this thing that they never knew existed. And also to help those people who like see that amazing builder, feel like I could never do that, and walk away. Maybe if they see people on their journey and they see where we started and where we end, they'll be like, oh, she did that, I can do that. And they see like, okay, they're making very simple houses, simple things. I can totally do that. And I think that's my goal, is just to encourage people, to uplift them, to help them feel like this is something that they can do. And if they get better than me, amazing. Like, I'm cheering you on. I think that's absolutely wonderful, and you probably will. So that's what helps me.
TY asked a question. He said, when will we see a full creative, my full creative mind on a project? And that's interesting, because when I first hit the platform, I hit it building, I hit it going hard. And then I learned really quickly that there are so many better builders, there are so many better scripters. So I thought to myself, like, okay, so I'm going to get better, but being better is not my goal, because there's going to always be better. So what can I do now that's going to benefit me? So that's when my mindset changed to business and collaborations and actually having a footprint in it, because I was like, if I get my feet on the ground, I get a foundation and I get a thing going. Once my feet are on the ground, I can, whatever I do decide to launch and make it my baby, I would now have a platform or a reason or a voice. I actually have a few worlds under my name that I never even promote that are my babies that I'm proud of. The Zen
Yeah.
Den, I got the RX headquarters, the Galaxy Home. Those are my babies, and I'm super proud of them. I just don't really promote them like that because I'm so wrapped up in other stuff right now.
Yeah.
But again, I'm building this slow foundation, and one day it's gonna make sense.
Yeah. So there is this artist on Instagram. Everybody should look her up after this. Her name is Faye Morehouse. And I'm not even lying. You look at her drawings and it looks like you gave your kindergartner a piece of paper and a marker and they drew. She has such a huge fan base of people buying this painting. And it's usually like cats and horses and like, so I think there's also an aspect to this of like everybody has a different style and this is still art and it's still creation, but it's in a 3D form. So you might have a very hyper realistic style or a very cartoony style or a very, XYZ style. Everyone's is going to be different. And it doesn't mean that, you're not as good as this person or this person's better than you. Their style is just different. So like there is someone out there for the style, whatever style you have. People love her very simplistic drawings and they buy them, they eat those things up. And then some people love really realistic art. And so I say that to encourage everyone, on this call, whatever your style is, embrace it. You can only do it. There's no one else that can do it the way that you can. And there is an audience who will absolutely love that.
Like if you're confident on something, I'm all ears. I'm intrigued by it. I want to know why. So if you don't believe in yourself and you're not confident, then it's not going to trickle over.
Thanks for having me. This was super fun. And I appreciate it. I hope I inspired somebody to do something that they know they should be doing, but they're afraid to do it. Follow that voice, and your spirit is telling you to do it. There's a reason, and your gift will bring you in front of great men.